Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TBT channel. Welcome to today's video. Now this is possibly part 3 of the Quarterbore saga and part 2 of Happy New Gun Day to me with my Reximex Force 1 25 caliber 6.35mm PCP air rifle. Now it has been days, possibly the whole weekend since you saw this video. For me, it's been a matter of minutes. I've skipped inside, grabbed a couple of bits, come out here, and I'm just getting on with this because I am excited about this gun. I'm excited about all guns, but this one is the new one in front of me today. So far, we have received delivery of this €329/£280 rifle, 10-shot, multi-shot, no regulator. That's the biggest downside of it at the moment. We've discovered it's telescopic, and also that cheek piece goes uppy downy as well, but I've fastened him back down again, blah 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 blah. Today we're going to look at accuracy. This is the be all and end all for me. If a gun isn't accurate, then it becomes a fun gun, a plinking gun, whatever, but you don't have PCPs for plinking. This is a 25 caliber, 30 foot-pound, by the way, as well. It was delivered to me. I may well change that, probably downwards, probably to 12 foot-pounds at some point. But you don't have one of these for plinking. This is for breaking things, and this is specifically in my case for vols. So what I'm going to do today is accuracy testing. I have quite a lot of 25 caliber ammunition, but the 3 I'm particularly interested in are field target trophies at 20 grains, JSB King exacts at 25.5 grains, and Bisley pest controls at grains. I think it's 26, is it? I don't know, 26, 28. They're the 3 I'm interested in because they're the 3 I can still get readily, good quality pellets. I'm expecting 1 or more of these to perform well. And that's it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I've taken my bipod off of my Reximex Meta Plus. Now, the Meta Plus, another Reximex, it came like this one with flaws, but they weren't too difficult to sort out, and I'm delighted with the gun now. So I'm hoping this is going to go the same way. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the bipod on, not because it looks cool or tactical or anything, but got to be careful with this. My shooting bag, it's got a hole in it. I can see the rice inside. So before I start spreading that and making it oh so much worse, damn it! Might see if Karen's in a good enough mood yet to fix that for me. Ho ho ho. So first thing I'm going to do is put on this bipod. Now this is a UTG 360 something. It's one that it's got a kind of ball thing on it here, and you can have it forwards like that as well as the traditional still very stiff because it's still not been used much like that. But the thing is with these guns, they sit quite high up, so you find that you want it to be, it looks a bit cack-footed, doesn't it, when it's like that, but it's really sturdy and really steady, and you'd think it'd be flimsy, but it isn't. So I'm going to pop this onto here. It's a very long gun. I think I've mentioned that, very long gun. I'm going to mount this as far forward as I can get it, because I believe that should make it steadier. And that is just there. Will that Allen key, Alan? No, he won't fit in there. So that's that. And this is what I mean. So you can twist it, turn it, rock around and all that, and when you got it into the exactly right position, you just lock it off and that's it, it stays there. So I'm just going to put that in how I think I'm going to want it. It's going to be lovely on the bench. I'm going to have my little dinosaur shooting bag underneath the grip of that. It's going to be bob on. And the next thing I'm going to do is fit an optic. Now I am going to be fitting my OneLeaf.ai Mars thermal unit because it's awesome. It's mine. This is a loaner. You know, DNT, bless them, send me guns for testing to show you guys. Hey Pete, you're going to be upset already, aren't you? Sorry about that. it's not going to be on here all the time. Oh, now I've set the dogs off. But a thermal unit's no good in my mind for accuracy testing. A thermal unit's what you've put on after you've decided everything else, you've worked out all your ranges and you've got the pellet you're going to use, yada, yada, yada. Then you go and zero. I forgot the word zero then. You zero in your thermal unit afterwards. So I'm going to be using a Zulus 1. Now, I've bought 2 of the Zulus 2s, but they're on guns. So the Zulus 1, until they say, oh, I want that back, I'm going to be using this for all kinds of accuracy testing, because I've mentioned it before, with any digital scope, regardless of make, you don't have to worry about parallax error. Takes all that out of there. I can video through it so you can watch the testing as it happens, which is one of the most important things for me. And it's got a 20 times zoom on it. So I'm just going to pop that on there, switch him on. Switch him on. Now, got to remember, take my glasses off. You've got to press and hold the switchy switch button. There, he's on. I think, take it back a little bit, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of uppy elevation on the cheek weld, because I can, because this is a fully adjustable stock telescopic. Let's have a look through that. That's nice. That's nice. That's lovely. Okay. Let's get it on the bench and start putting holes in stuff. And we're recording. Now, we're going with the no expense spent option today. I've run out of my normal targets. I'm going to the gun shop next week, but for today, I figured I'd just draw some dots on a bit of Hujima flip. What is it? Cardboard that the gun was wrapped in. So that's what I've done. Now, what I'm going to do is 2 groups of 5 of each pellet. So that's 1 magazine of 10 shots, which I'm loading at the moment. The Zulus 1 that I've got on the top here, I decided on the Zulus 2, partly because it's the version 2, and partly because the screen was brighter on the version 2. It's a really murky day today, and the picture's absolutely bright as a button through this. I don't know what's the come or the go. So this is a 10 shot magazine, and that is all 10 in there. The trigger I have given a mild adjust, that is it. And other than that, I've done nothing to the gun. I've had it for as long as you've seen me playing with it on screen in the 2 videos so far. That is how long I've had this gun. You'll remember in the first video I was like, I've got to be quick because there's rain in the air and it's starting to rain. It's still the same range hour. That's how quickly this has all got done. So the first 10 shots that I've got put into here are, I've forgotten the name, Field Target Trophies. Okay, these are the lightest ones, and these are ripping out 850 feet a second, which, if these are good, I mean, I'm going to be using the laser rangefinder and ballistics calculator, but I'd still like it if these were accurate. So let's see. It's only been a rough 0 I've put on this, because we're not looking for me to hit the dots, just to see how tight the groups are. That's not tight, is it? Oh, yeah, okay. How I can get a taxi to the target. You'll remember that the Meta Plus, when I first got that, was doing this. It's all coming back to me now. Let's try on the second one anyway. It was simple things to fix, and I'm hoping it is on this one. Well, not necessarily. You know, we'll wait. In fact, those two are close together. Maybe that was just leading into the pellet. Or not. Did anybody see that one? Okay. So either we're clipping, something's out of line, it doesn't like the pellets, or something will persevere. Right, it's just me talking to a camera, you've got to remember that. If at the end of this it's absolutely shocking, I'll just find out what the problem was and then hide this where nobody will ever see it. I don't do that, you know I don't do that. Because I like to be truthful. This is, again, this is a gun I've spent my own money on. I've not been given it, I've not been, oh, try one of these. I've bought this, I've paid full whack for this. If it's crap, I'll tell you it's crap. I don't want it to be crap, I want it to be good. If I can make it good, I'll show you how I make it good. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't. So these are the Bisley Magnums. I will say before I start, I've never found a gun that likes these, and I've always wanted to. Heard such great things about them. So we're looking at the second row down now. Can't be any worse, can it? Shh. That one looks like it went in sideways. Just do that up. So did that one. Well, it's not terribly impressive. Well, the majority of those look like they keyholed, which means they were tumbling through the air. Getting deja vu again. Right, all I've got left to try of my three that I want one of them to work is my JSB King Exacts. Now these look lovely. They're a heavy old thing, but that doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, 30 foot-pound I've got this running at. Okay, now it sounds a lot. I suppose in a way it is, but it's not really. You know, it's still lovely and quiet. There's no recoil. You can use a wasted pellet. It's safe to use in more areas than a rimfire would be. So 25 grains is quite a chunk for 30 foot-pound. It's only coming out about 740 feet a second. Now, the electrical trickery inside of the scopes will compensate for that if it's accurate. And it will carry energy downrange like nothing else. It would be good, but anyway, eyes down for a full house. Let's have another 10 shots. Bottom ones, they're starting to get, you can see the rain, maybe it's the rain effect in it. Or the wind. That was good. That's better. Is that 4? So we're stringing now. What pressure are we at? We are down to the bottom of the green. We're on 100 bar, but if you look at that, all bar the first one, which can be forgiven because it was following the lead from the others, they're on a perfect x-axis. They're just going down. So I'm going to put the other 5 into here first. Right. I think it's quite obvious that we're dropping off the power curve now. And I fired 30 shots there, possibly another 30 shots, 40. So that's somewhere between 180 shots that I fired before that's noticeably dropped off. Once I've found an accurate pellet, I will be doing power curves and number of shots and all that stuff, because this isn't regulated. But I think it is only fair now if I put some more wind into the gun, and then we'll try the same again in the reverse order. Give them all another crack, but this time I'll start with the JSBs, then the pest controls, and then the field targets, and I'm putting them in line there so I don't forget. I'll pump it up, you don't have to watch that. Here we go again. Okay, all the, well, the sky opened up and all the water fell out just now. So, yeah, there's drips and puddles and stuff everywhere. So what I've got is just 3 dots, 10 shots at each dot, and we'll see what happens. See if it was coming off the power curve. Now, it took, by the way, 4 minutes to go from 100 bar to 200 bar with the pump, the GX pump. And power curves. Power curves is what I'm going to have to look at next. Once I've found the pellet I'm going to go forward with, then we'll look at power curves. Then we'll start looking at alternatives to this Optic, because as good as this Zulus is, it isn't mine. And I do want to replace it with my 1-leaf Mars unit. So these are the JSB King Exacts first. Now that's 5 shots. I don't want to get giddy with excitement, but the nerves are starting to kick in. If it goes to pot now, that's why. But geez, I think they're working. I think it was because it was coming off the power band. Oh, thank God for that. It's not a duffer. Right, number 6. Oh boy, wow. Okay, so that's 10 shots at 42 meters. The dots are roughly the size of a 25 caliber pellet. As you can see, I need to adjust the 0 a click or 2 to the left. Oh, I'm happy with that. Wowzers, I'm happy with that. Good, 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 good. Right. You see, this is as new to me as it is to you. To me, to you. Except it's my money I've spent on it. I say, oh God, not a crapper. It might, you know. Let's see. Let's not go over celebrating yet. But if nothing else, those King Exacts are good enough to carry forwards, I believe. That's a 10-shot group, 42 metres. I don't know if you can still see it because I'm loading my magazine now. You're looking down through the scope. What am I looking at there? Yeah, you can still see it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, this it's live and unedited, the shooting parts, because You see some shooting things and the shots are very much edited and you think, well, did you really just fire all those, or was that the cumulative efforts of an afternoon? Now, these were keyholing. I just dropped one on the floor. I hope it didn't break the tile. These were keyholing on the last ones we looked at. These are the Bisley Magnums, or no, pest controls, aren't they? Is it? Yeah, Bisley Pest Control. So let's see what these do on the second dot. Calm a bit. You could hear that one was keyholing. It made whip noise as it went. You can see that's a pellet shape. And that one. I don't know if you can actually hear the difference in sound of the tumbling pellets. But they're sounding like a ricochet before they even get there. And there's more. Thank God they're done. Right. Maybe they're clipping on the... I don't see why they'd be clipping and the other ones weren't, I'll be honest. Because they're coming out the same barrel and the same choke. But as I've said before, I've yet to find a gun that likes Bisley Pest Control. Which is a shame, because they in theory, they're a bloody awesome pesting pellet. And I'm sure if you hit the target, it'll be devastating. Unfortunately, as I've mentioned before, hitting the target is the most important thing. It's the only thing. Doesn't matter how much power is behind the shot if you miss. So these are the... what are these? These are the other ones. They're field target trophies. The lightest of the bunch at 19.9 grains. It would be nice if these worked well, because 850 feet a second is going to get to my target faster, obviously, than a 740. But regardless of which digital unit I end up with, it will be compensated for by the ballistic. So let's go to the bottom dot there. Oh man. I've kind of lost interest in where these are going because it's not where I want them to go. So there you go. Oh, one more. Lucky us. That's that. So there you go. 10 shots of each at 42 metres. Now let's see if it was a fluke. I'm gonna reload, bearing in mind I've just put a load of crap lead down there. I may lose my group, but I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to go back to the first ones, try again and see if it repeats the performance, because if it does, I'm buying some more of these pellets, and that is all there is to it. I am recording this, aren't I? Yeah. Just checking. I've done that before. Recorded some awesome videos without pressing record. You missed out on them. Shame really, but there you go. What can you do? You get to the end of it and you just haven't got the heart to start again, so you just go and sulk somewhere for the afternoon. Right, which I probably will anyway, because the weather's lousy. So I've got another 10 of these King Exacts into there. What I'm going to do is pop a pellet over there, and that's going to be my target. So let's see. Firstly, they might spread at the beginning but then tighten towards the end. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you get the picture. 6, 7, 8, 9. And please don't go scatting off. 10. Proof, if proof were needed, that you may have a gun you think is inaccurate, but you may just be using the wrong pellet. But wait, I hear you cry. What if you're invaded by trolls? Is that rifle any good? Yeah, it'll do. So at 42 metres, it does exactly what you would expect a more expensive PCP to do. Put all of the pellets through the same hole, raggedy, as long as they're the right pellets. And it's the King Exacts, and that's okay. You know, I would have liked it to have been the Bisley pest control, but it simply isn't. That isn't the way it's rolled. But with those results, I am very, very happy with this gun. Remember, under £300 delivered. Incredibly quiet with that moderator on it. It's not using an awful lot of air. I don't know how many shots I'm going to be getting on the power curve. I will need to test that, and that will be in the next video. Also, it carries so, I mean, it's the same power, 30 foot-pounds. It's the same power as my 2.2 Reximex, but it delivers it differently. It's just, whereas those trolls, the that size ones that I just shot with the 2.2, yeah, it breaks them. It does break them, and it'll break them at 40, it'll break them at 70, but that was, I like that. That's why I like a 25. That's what I think 25s are for. If you can hit the target, it's going to go down. So next, I'm going to be taking, Pete, you'll be happy about this, taking the DNT off, and I'm going to be putting the thermal unit on it. But part of me is torn about that. I'm a little bit, yeah, because this isn't a plinking gun, but it's an awful lot of fun to plink with. Maybe I can plink in thermal. We'll find out, and I guess we'll have to do that in the next video. Like, subscribe, hit notifications. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.